Welcome to this episode of Chumming with the Spirits. We got OG sitting next to me, JD sitting next to him, Parachum here.
Okay.
We would like for you to like and subscribe our channel, please.
We really need you to like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate all the people that watch our videos. I think we've come a long way in the past year since we've started doing our podcast.
Well, let's think about it. We started out on couches, looking at each other, talking. And actually, there was a lot of fun. We thought we were doing great.
It was horrible.
Well, it was horrible. But there were good topics, and we need to redo those.
Oh, absolutely. We need to go back and redo some of our first season. Like the first 6 months of, well, and even now we're still
maybe watch
better.
us doing it and make fun of it while we're doing it.
Oh, that would be fun.
That'd be kind of fun, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we get nailed on copyright
We can
on
just
that.
get a bottle of gin or whatever, just
No.
kick back and just...
We should invite our podcast friends like Myth Monsters and Mullets and Drunken Cryptid and have them watch it with us and just rip it to shreds.
Yes.
I don't want someone
I
else
agree.
ripping that. That'd be hurtful.
No, I think it would be hilarious.
You might get a little upset and punch somebody if we're drinking.
Well, you almost just punched someone.
Well, yeah, deservedly so, right?
You were warned.
I know. Well, we wanted to talk to you. Yeah, the light's flickering again. We wanted to talk to you guys tonight about a haunted little town down in Florida, St. Augustine.
It's the oldest town in the United States.
Well, that helps.
For the hauntings, yes, it does.
I personally have never been there. I know both of these gents have been there. One person has actually done the tours of some of the locations. You've done the tour of one location and visited the others, but not gone inside.
Did not go inside.
So, tell all the people in the viewership land, what's the draw to St. Augustine?
Well,
for the paranormal. Oh, before we do that. Yes, sorry.
Let's do our bikini
Cheers.
Jamaican top. And we're drinking some rum here.
That's some more
banana
rum.
flavored.
Banana flavored cream rum.
Which is delicious.
Banana cream rum.
Which is, Florida, Pirates,
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That stuff is really good.
They're so good.
So
I'll hop in on this one.
for the paranormal purposes.
Oh, I was just going to say, just going to St. Augustine itself is one of the most gorgeous cities.
You think prettier than like Savannah?
Oh, definitely. It's Spanish colonial buildings there. The beaches are white sand. It is beautiful weather almost all year round. The architecture, the fort itself is the oldest fort in North America. It also never been captured during war. Ponce de Leon was in the area, hence why it was a French settlement looking for the Fountain of Youth. The light towers, because there's more than one,
Now,
are gorgeous.
Jack, the guy
also the oldest Catholic church.
Oh, in the United States, yeah.
As well.
the guy that plays the Jack Ryan in the new series.
Preacher?
No, that played Jack Ryan.
Oh, Jack Ryan.
He proved in his new movie, The Fountain of Youth, that the Fountain of Youth is actually under a pyramid in Egypt. Just saying.
That seems to be a little far off.
Yeah,
But just from what did you think? A beautiful area.
Definitely go back again. And I've been there a couple times. And the last time I went was just me and the wife for like 5 days just to get away from things. And then we went to Orlando for a couple of days, and we went to Maine for a few days. So, but that, I enjoyed that more than anything.
Well, and it's only about 45 minutes from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's kind of slowly encroaching.
That's where we flew into.
So it's on the east side of Florida, St. Augustine.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the ocean.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
Not
it was
the
on the
Gulf.
west side.
No.
But
That's St. Petersburg, isn't it?
There is a St. Petersburg, but I don't
It's
remember.
down by Tampa.
Yeah, that's on the east.
Okay.
But a beautiful. Well, like I said, even though it's only about 45 minutes from Jacksonville, it does feel like you were like removed. I mean, it's its own little paradise.
You feel like you're in your own little
It's its own little town.
Yeah, its own little town. Well, I mean, you
like
get to
you're not in the
understand
United
in that
States.
area, like Jacksonville is larger than the county itself. It's Duval County.
The city is larger than the
It
county
is
it's
the
in.
largest landmass city in the United States
So how can a city be larger than the county it's in?
because it goes beyond the county now.
So wouldn't that
So
be
the
multiple cities?
difference, though, is like we have the greater Kansas City area. They just have Jacksonville. It's all one. Now, they do have Jacksonville Beach, which is a city now, but the main land mass of Jacksonville takes up a whole county, Duval County.
That's impressive.
No, and a lot of people don't realize that until you get there, and it's a huge city. It doesn't have skyscrapers. I mean, there is a downtown that has some taller buildings, but the landmass is huge. Because most places it's kind of like Greater Kansas City, where Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, Overland Park. They do have some of those suburbs that they've slowly encroached upon, but the actual city itself is massive, multiple zip codes just for the main city.
I did not know that.
You're welcome.
Learned something new today.
And then going down, so you go from this large metropolis area of I mean, because you get everything from beach communities to almost small town fields, because there's a lot of areas like in Jacksonville that you get a grocery store, you can stay in just one little pocket, but it's still Jacksonville. Then you just head down the road, you hit St. Augustine. Like Jacksonville, very modern, and St. Augustine is like out of a fantasy. White sand beaches, the architects, all colonial Spanish style in a lot of the areas. It's been probably 10 or 12, probably longer than that, probably 15 plus years since I've been back. But the bridges that they had, just gorgeous. Like it's hard to, well, like they're postcard-esque. Like if you have beautiful weather,
Yeah.
So I mean that's an attraction. The supernatural part of it, it is the oldest continuous town in the United States.
Contiguous?
It was founded before the United States, and has changed multiple hands from Spanish. I think it's Spanish, French, and then United States. But
Britain
the fort,
didn't have their hands in it at all?
I don't think Britain ever had we'd have to go back and look at that. But like I said, I know the fort had never been captured during wartime.
And it's, if I'm not mistaken, the walls are made of mortar and seashells? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Yeah, but they're massively
That's cool.
thick.
Yeah, it's real cool. You'll look at the wall and you'll see a seashell. You're like, oh my god, look at that! It's part of
They
the
literally
structure.
beat it
It's
from-
part
yeah.
of the structure. They use their natural, environment. What
Yeah,
they
what
can
they had to
collect
build
and
with.
build.
Yeah,
that.
there wasn't a whole lot to build with.
No.
It was the sand from the beach and the seashells, and you mix the concrete in with it. I mean, Florida, on that side, there's trees, but you have to go inland. I mean, it's right on the beach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you get like in the peninsula area, and actually, it had a 3-month siege on it. They were getting bombarded by ships, and out of 3 months of continuous fighting, only one person died in that whole thing, which to me is remarkable.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. So I did learn something a little bit interesting, historical wise. What was the shape of the fort?
It's like a
Star-shaped?
Star shape.
Yes.
So
Kind of a hexagon.
forts
Yeah.
used to be like lined on hills and stuff. They changed the design to starship designs because it made them more impenetrable.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Just a wall.
Just a wall.
Yeah.
So I was curious.
Well, they're angled, so yeah, it's
harder to hit
like
angles.
You have a lot of
octagon.
fronts that way, right?
Yeah.
You can cover more area for defensive wise at each point.
Well, and it's harder to hit angles than it is a straight line.
Yeah,
That's true,
They
too.
have a better chance of ricocheting
ricocheting
off.
off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's cool to find out that it's a star patterned from that time period. Now, you've done the tour of the battle or the fort, right?
Yeah.
Did you experience anything?
No, it was broad daylight.
No,
I didn't get any creepy feelings or
no,
anything like that.
no sombering effect of like. This
No,
is-
that was honest. Now that you mention that, is kind of weird because like when I was there, I didn't get that like a battlefield feeling.
Yeah, that's
and,
right.
and maybe that's because it just didn't have that much death around it. I mean,
it's
it
possible.
was that fortified. There was very few people killed.
Yeah. More accidents than anything
Yeah.
on deaths anyway. I know when
Rufus.
Rufus teasing Roscoe with the phone. When I took the family, my kids were younger then, and we were just going around having fun, looking at the cannons and all that, just having a good time. And then we went underneath on the main level, And the guy says something. Oh yeah, that's where the barracks was, and that's where they cooked, and that's the food storage. And we found like a hidden wall, a room, and we went under. And he said, "Yeah, go ahead." He wouldn't go with us. He goes, "Oh yeah, there's a room."
He's like, "Those people can go ahead."
So I remember going back there and thinking, "This is kind of odd. This is weird." Not thinking paranormal. I wasn't thinking that way. I wasn't thinking this place is haunted. I was just like, this is kind of a weird vibe to this room because it's hidden, tucked, and underneath the wall. You had to know where you're going to find it.
It seems like kind of a liability that he was like, "Yeah, go ahead," but I'm not going.
Yeah, and he absolutely said, and it was, I'm like, kind of weird, and it was chilly, but and this was in the middle of summer, but you're underneath the fort between walls. Of course, it's going to be chilly.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and you're literally on the coast, so
No, it's pretty warm. Until you get below, when you go below ground, though, it is.
And that's what it was.
It's because of the cold temperature of the ocean compared to the land.
And that could be it.
The ocean's pretty warm.
Is it? Well,
it just gave it a vibe.
I'm just curious, like
the vibe,
like
chill.
during the summertime, the water's probably 80, 75 to 80.
Well, it's
pretty cold compared to.
I didn't think much about it until I saw it on TV. I'm like, oh yeah, they're investigating. Oh, that's what that is. When I'm watching it on TV, and I don't remember who was investigating.
Didn't they have an accident in one of the?
Well, there was one accident where a guy, I think he was a captain or a colonel, an officer, where the cannon backfired, blew up, and it went backward. And the guy was married. His fiance was on the way, and it blew his head up from his jawline up, removed the whole head, except the only thing that was left was his jaw and his body.
Holy shit!
Yeah. And they had like a plaque and a picture of that guy.
I always thought that was fake. Like when I watched that movie, The Patriot, and it bouncing and it just like decapitating the guy.
No,
that stuff can actually happen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then the room that we found, the hidden room, researching it and seeing it on TV, that can't be true. A colonel, and I'm trying to think of his name. I think I have it down here. A Spanish colonel, and his wife's name was Dolores. Was having an affair with his assistant captain, Manuel Abuela. And when they disappeared after the colonel found out. No one ever saw them again. Years later, during renovation, restoration, they found a hidden wall.
With them in it?
With them chained to the wall.
Serves them right.
And that's how they found them. And I don't wish death on anybody,
That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah.
Because you basically starve to death or suffocate, depending on how tight the room was.
My mind starts going, oh my God, I think that might have been the place we were in that felt so funky. And there was
that could have been the room you were in?
Yeah. There's still chains on the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh. No wonder that creepy tour guide didn't go back there with us. They, oh yeah, go ahead.
That's kind of Should I tell them or no?
Yeah, I can't tell them it's haunted, but I'm also not going to.
Yeah, and then when I started doing a little bit more research, I found out the most activity is in that room in the dungeons, which is right by the dungeons where they see shadow people.
Just got ice cold.
Your hair is raising up on your. Well, look at the goosebumps.
Like something just went through me.
Beside
my bathroom, I heard it.
Yes, it just went down your neck. But no, the most haunted that I have seen evidence of is the guard with the lantern, where they've caught it on the palpets and on the bitch, on the top and around the outside.
A lot of eyewitnesses accounts of that. Yeah.
Well, no, somebody actually. There's a video of it. We'll have to see if we can find it, but you can see.
You're
actually,
right.
I think it was on one of the ghost shows.
It is a lantern, and
it looks like somebody walking with a lantern.
Well, there's also the thing that the Seminole Indian neck was caught.
Oh, is that the one that they caught on Thermal on Ghost Adventures, walking down the beach?
No, I don't think it was on the beach.
I don't think it was on Thermal.
It was on the top of the
palpets. Yeah, they caught one on. Well, there's one where they caught down the beach.
That was on Ghost Adventures, and I think
because that's where they'd seen it, and they're like, "What's that light?" And they're like,
there shouldn't be anybody down there.
Well, there's supposed to be a floating head of an Indian. Remember A Seminole Indian was captured, and when it died, they removed the head. And okay, you're going
Chad.
with something.
Yeah.
Chad's.
Floating Indian, the giant floating Indian head.
Oh
in his
wow,
bedroom.
yeah.
Is that a thing, folks?
Yeah, so,
Floating
That's
Indian heads?
colorblind.
So they kept the head as a souvenir. Who removed the head from it. And so they say there's a body that's walking the battlements looking for, on the top,
head.
looking for the head.
What does that sound like?
The lore.
Lore of a headless
Horseman?
but with no horse.
But in the dungeons, they hear chains rattling, voices, shadow people.
So your typical Nope situation.
Well, the
Yeah,
thing is, the
typical
dungeon kind of backs up to the wall where those two lovers were chained. Which to me is kind of creepy. I wish I would have known about it before I took my kids back there. I mean, they were probably ages of 8 and 10.
You really
Yeah.
tortured them.
I'm a great father. You're welcome, kids.
They probably could see things and you couldn't, traumatize the rest of their life. But, hey.
So it makes me wonder if the same thing hadn't happened to the Indian that Chad saw. His head was kept as a souvenir.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never thought about that.
Because that's only the second time I've ever heard something like that. So I'm gonna have to
head
look this
being
up.
kept as a souvenir.
No,
Don't ever look up World War I and II.
no, people seeing just
a head.
Just a head. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, because I think one of our guests said, "Well, it just wants you to see what it wants you to see." I think that was Nicole that said that on our podcast when we were talking about that one day. She came on that, hey, it's just maybe it's just showing you what it wants to show you.
Yeah, it's showing us how it died.
Could be, but I remember Chad saying that the head was rather large.
Yeah,
Giant.
it was a giant head.
But it was
and
black and
in
white.
black and white.
Yeah.
Which we got into the whole colorblind situation.
And we don't have that tape because that something happened with that filming, so we're not able to show that tape to the public.
Yeah, we're going to refilm that one.
Yeah, we should. I'm talking to Chad. I know he'd love to come back and do something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
that-
we'll eat first or something.
Maybe. Probably not a bad idea. I mean, we are grown adults. We should know when to eat and when we shouldn't.
I drank a little too much on that one.
And no one even had said anything about it.
I did.
I just say we just had some filming issues that we couldn't show the film. I wasn't even talking about when you took all your clothes off and started running around in the rec room. That should be on.
Almost
Patreon.
killed your wife. Falling on her.
Yeah.
Broke your towel rack.
We were going to get in a fist fight over that. Falling on my wife. That would have been a problem.
So what's the lore behind the St. Augustine Lighthouse?
Okay. You want to take
It's
that
a
over?
lighthouse.
Ship see it. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
land's
that's
closed.
it.
Land's
It's a
closed.
lighthouse.
First off, why don't one of you guys? Because a lot of people that watch this show might not know what a lighthouse is.
Well, my whole draw to it was maybe the same as you. I don't know. Was watching
But
Ghost Hunters.
What is
Yeah.
what is a lighthouse and what is the purpose of a lighthouse?
Let a Navy guy tell you about that.
So the lighthouses were navigational beacons. That was a tower that you would light a light that would swing around and give navigational directions, usually for coves and hazardous areas. So as you're
reefs.
coming for reefs, wreckages, troubled waters, like at low tides, like if the tide was out, they'd kick the light on. So if the light was on, you knew it was low tide to avoid certain areas.
Interesting.
That was the main.
What about heavy fog and stuff like that?
Well, the problem with heavy fog is the fog will block the light.
Even though that's high up,
Even
you
as
couldn't see the beacon or
that's where
anything.
the foghorns started coming into effect once.
So they were
electricity and all
basically
that.
the primitive versions of like lights on towers for planes.
Yeah, they were used for ships coming into near a harbor or a dangerous area along the shore that had a lot of heavy traffic, to know where you're at, to give you some reference in dark and stormy weather.
So I know you have a theory on why lighthouses may harbor more paranormal activity. Would you consider a lighthouse keeper the original version of like a flight control navigator or flight?
Yeah, very
whatever?
very similar. Like
I don't know if that's what they're called.
well, it's an air traffic controller.
Air traffic controller. Sorry, folks.
So yeah, most lighthouse you would get assigned there for a year to 2 years. A lot of people didn't stay very long because it's such a stressful job. Because You have to keep in mind back in that day, you didn't have weather. They didn't predict weather. I mean, you had to be
Yep.
constantly aware of what's going on, and when the weather starts coming in, you have to run up and kick the lights on. Get
20 flights of steps.
Yeah, it was 219.
219 steps at St.
to get
Augustine.
at St.
21.
Augustine's, and there's some other ones are taller than it. Because if you didn't get the light on in time, ships could run aground and people would die.
Couldn't they have just done like a pulley trolley, like sitting in there? You
Well,
pull yourself up?
the problem is these lights a lot of them were gas lit, like as in kerosene and that. So you had to carry the fuel up to it and then ignite it. They weren't electrical.
No, I'm saying like couldn't they have made like a little bucket system for themselves to like pull the
Levers, pull themselves up.
No,
Like
I'm
an
talking about
elevator
the
shaft?
buckets and stuff. So they wouldn't.
Yeah,
have
I mean
to
they
carry
could
them.
they could have done something like that, but no matter what, you still got to walk all the way up there to get to the top.
I'd rather walk up there than have to carry something up there.
Okay, so you carry the bucket up, and now you're going to put it back down, and then you still got to go down the stairs
Yeah.
and fill it, and then hook it back up, go back up the stairs, and then spend another 5 minutes pulling that rope back up. Versus if it's a 5-pound bucket, you're already doing the stairs. Just take it up there with you and just
Switch
worry.
hands. every
the-
other
the
trip.
amount-
I guess I'm just lazy.
Well, no, the deal with like a chain fall or a pulley,
It
if
would
you're trying
ignite.
to lighten the load, it takes twice as much rope to half the weight,
True.
which is going to take twice as much time. And you're talking about when they're heading up there,
It's an emergency.
usually it's an emergency. And like I said, if they fail to get the light in time, and there are shipwrecks. There were a lot of suicides from lighthouse keepers. Well, plus you're also
and
you're
maintenance
isolated.
accidents
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
getting blown off.
Yeah,
because
'cause-
you're trying to clean the glass. Yeah,
you're cleaning the
Yeah, because I've read a lot of stories of old timey lighthouse keepers from the isolation literally going insane.
Well,
yeah.
Hallucinations, voices.
well, that's why there was a house, and if they had a family, they'd move the family in
Yeah.
there with them,
But if you
or
were-
raise their children there.
if you didn't have a family.
yeah,
No, but that's the deal. A lot of them were solo people
Solo
because
people,
you're waking up in the middle. You have to make sure the light's on before you go to sleep. You have to wake up every so often, make sure if you think the weather's turning bad, to make sure something doesn't get blown out.
Yep.
And like I said, it very stressful, and I think because of that amount of stress and the high amount of suicides, I think that's why there are a lot of lighthouses charged with shadow creatures or shadow figures.
Well, there's a lot of books and mysteries and scary stories about lighthouses, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's always a mystery, but
Well, that's the reason why the lighthouse got put there is because of multiple shipwrecks.
yeah,
So keep that in mind. Before the lighthouse,
Yeah.
they realized they needed a lighthouse.
complete stress.
They've already lost multiple ships, so
Yeah.
you have all the wreckage there of that in the area. Plus, then now let's put a lighthouse up to try to save people.
And
I
if
wonder
if
if-
you are a believer, who's to say those ghosts aren't coming to shore or what?
They're
something like
making
that.
ghost ships.
Yeah.
or haunting the lighthouse
Yeah.
because they're pissed
Because they didn't have it on.
they didn't have an option.
So speaking of deaths and suicides, St. Augustine Lighthouse, I can tell you the first one. His name was Major William Harris. He was the first keeper in 1876. He died in that house with tuberculosis, and to this day, which I went into the lighthouse.
Sounded like the latter.
It did sound like the ladder. Did the ladder? It hasn't turned, has it?
No.
Okay.
So anyway,
To this day.
to this day,
To this
people
day.
hear a sound of a man like he's choking on his own blood and stuff, and rocking. He has a chair that's still there that will sometimes rock by itself. So,
Yeah, I mean, you could. That one's difficult for me because
It's an old time geophone.
but you know what? If you're there investigating it and you see the rocking chair rocking by itself, I know you. You'd be like, "What the f?"
I'd be like, "Where's the breeze coming from?"
No, I know you. Your first thing is what the f, and after you calm down, and someone walks you back into the room. to
Then you
out.
check for the
then
wind.
then we check for the breeze, not parachum. So that was one. Another guy.
You guys are a-holes.
No, we're just honest. William Russell. He was a lighthouse keeper in 1850.
So,
Oh,
That doesn't work.
it doesn't work. So 1876 was before 1850. So in 1850, William Russell lighthouse.
I was going to say, I thought the
keeper.
lighthouse was way older than 1870.
Well, I want to say it was built in 1560, but I can't.
So-
I don't know if that's.
Well,
a fact
I
or
think
not.
the original, I think it's been changed a couple times. You'd have to
Okay.
double check that. But no, I thought it was
did you guys hear
15 or 16. The
that?
thunk?
The ting.
No, I didn't hear the ting.
Anyway, 1850 lighthouse keeper.
It's a very old lighthouse. And
Yes.
it's had multiple lighthouse keepers die there, right?
So, do you think most of the time light keepers would sleep during the day?
Oh, I think they had all sorts of weird
Yeah,
schedules.
I think your schedule fluctuates. And if anybody's been in a medical field, you know that the 12-hour shifts can change back, and they're never the same because sometimes they're working day shift, and if they're working night shift from 7 at night to 7 in the morning, then they get,
Well, unless there was a major storm that caused darkening of the skies.
you're on call, man. You know,
You're getting up every so many hours,
you're on call.
checking, going outside and
That's
looking.
fair. Yeah.
There was a guy named Joseph Andrew who fell from his death in the scaffolding when he was outside painting that. So
So he fell on the outside.
a different guy did. Yeah, he's out there
Damn.
doing maintenance work to the lighthouse.
I guess, in all honesty, that's better than falling on the inside because then you're catching stuff on the whole way down, legs or arms and the.
Maybe.
Hezekiah Pitt, he married. He brought his family out there. His kids, he had 3 girls and a boy, I believe, and they always jump in these little carts when they're constructing the house and the lighthouse, and the cart would go all the way to the edge of the ocean. There was a big wooden gate there that would stop the cart, and that's how they loaded the material back and forth
They
and got the
drowned the
material
cart?
outside. Well, one day the wooden gate did not hold, and the 3 girls went over, and they ended up drowning.
Damn.
A worker saw it happen. He ran down there, and he was not strong enough to lift up the cart. Those things were monsters, right? I mean, they were heavy. You couldn't get.
So they were basically upside down in the cart.
in the water, correct? But the 4-year-old,
That's horrible.
She survived.
I think she got.
She probably had air or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
That's
there-
even worse to have to.
couple murders, a suicide, and then not murders. Excuse me, a couple deaths and a suicide. So it makes you think. Well, there probably is some paranormal stuff. What made you want to go to St. Augustine? Or I know you have an interest in it because we've all seen the same show.
Yeah, no, I have an interest going anywhere historical.
But that one's a documented site.
Yeah.
And it's not just by one group. There's been multiple groups gone in there and gotten. But we've also talked about a lot of historical sites nowadays frown upon talking about some of the supernatural pasts.
Well, we've run into it ourselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to be known for that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they won't be taken
Just
seriously.
Stanley Hotel, same way, man.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick refill break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about some of the evidence that we've seen that has been caught, and our thoughts about possibly going there and wanting to check things out. So check this commercial out, and we'll be back very quickly.
Welcome back to Chummin' with the Spirits.
Hello.
We have Pair Chum, OG, and JD. We're catching part 2 of the break of St. Augustine. We're going to cheers real quick
In our booby shot glasses.
You're
from
welcome.
Jamaica.
I thought of you when I saw that. I don't know about that.
Stuff's really good.
Banana rum.
It tastes like banana pudding. So, we recently just rewatched season 2,
Episode 19.
Episode 19 of
Ghost Hunters.
a very, very popular show that some of you might know called Ghost Hunters.
Some of you may not know because it was in, 2006?
2006 is when it aired.
So if you have not seen it,
Definitely check it out.
yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, no.
Yes, no, the evidence that they caught in that particular one has stood the test of time, I would say.
Yeah, even though it was outdated filming equipment, grainy.
Back then, that was top of the line.
No, I'm saying like
It was so
most
cool.
of the stuff that
Yes.
was caught back then was hard to decipher.
Yes,
And
because
this-
it's pixelated and well, I mean, it's when you look at older video, like Star Wars, the original Star Wars, you're like,
That's
Oh.
awesome.
that's awesome when you first saw it. Now you're like, oh, that's
I just
What?
remember, like now they're doing flips and like
yeah.
stuff.
choreography
and
is much better.
The first episode, they're just like,
Yeah, but I mean the technology back then, and that one held up probably the longest of all the movies because they were real world sci-fi effects. But
Yep.
the technology was like you're used to. That looked amazing when it came out, and then now we go back and look at it and go, oh, it's kind of grainy. It's kind of kind of like some of our first episodes.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, so
You remember what night that came on? That episode.
I don't
Okay,
have.
what
I don't
day of
have,
the week?
I don't have autism. I mean,
Wednesday. Yo, you're on the spectrum, bro. you're
whatever.
you're definitely-
My mom didn't test me. You can't prove it.
So,
No, but your mom could.
so in all honesty, one of my favorite things to do as a little kid was I would take my Hot Wheels and I would organize them by size and color, and I would pick one up and just flick the wheels for hours.
Did
So-
you like trains?
No, not really.
What does that mean? Flicking the wheels. Does that mean?
It means I'm special. It's not normal for kids to
There was
do
a
that.
fidget spinner before they had
Yeah.
fidget spinners.
All right.
And I've always had to have something in my hands. My hands have to be moving. But I think
Yeah,
that-
back to the subject
yeah,
of
back to
St.
the
Augustine.
subject. Yeah, no more picking on me.
Yo, it's my turn.
I think so. I'm going to contradict you guys a little bit on this one from the evidence that was caught during that episode. For me, the most impressive piece of evidence that they caught was the audio of "Help Me." Most EVPs that shows catch are so inaudible, or they have to amplify them so much, and all you hear is like fragments of words, and they're like, oh, I think it said this. Excuse me. You can actually clearly hear 2 times a woman say, "Help me." Very clear. I would say that was a Class A EVP.
They're Class A EVPs if it wasn't a female outside.
You suck.
Well, I bring it up because there was no females in the crew.
Yes.
Very few females ever went into the tower.
Well,
The house, there could have been.
they said the kids like to play there.
It was a woman, not a kid.
Right. Well, there's a mom, and if she was
If
help.
there's kids, there has to be a mom.
Well, not necessarily.
Oh, I'm saying a mom had to give birth to him is what I was going at.
Yeah.
Really? That's how that works?
That's what you're going to die on? That's the hill you're going to die on? Anyways.
Put a sword in his
yeah.
hand, my man. Put a sword in his hand.
Just saying, like, it's an impressive and clear EVP,
It is.
but it's whether or not is it a real EVP. Because there's not historical records of a lot of female there.
Okay, I love that. But let's be honest. Those guys were pretty to the nose how they ran their investigations. When there was 2 guys in the tower, the rest of the team were outside doing their
Security.
command station, security, making they're sure they're the only ones there. So I would say that's a solid EVP.
I don't know. They're pretty new doing it.
It's their second season. They were pretty. It's not like it was their second investigation.
How many times did they send them up?
Huh?
How many times did they send the one guy up and
Well,
down? Three
I think
three
they-
different times?
I think they did that. On
They could have done that on
I think
purpose,
they
though.
did that.
That's fair. I'll give you that
And if
one.
he was part of our team,
We would have done the
yeah,
same thing.
absolutely.
you're
And why
saying-
did he not just say beep 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 and throw it down?
But I mean,
Because you would have.
because
Oh,
I'm going to contradict you. They have video footage of 2 different events. To me, video
What
trumps
was that about?
audio.
The evidence.
Oh, okay.
I'm mimicking it. Go ahead.
I mean, they got a figure on the landing moving, and then they had one that
Peeked over.
peeked over. They're blocking light. They're shadowish looking, but they're solid.
But they didn't set off the motion detectors.
Well, one did.
No, that was just a light anomaly.
I think that's the one where he looked over. Correct?
But it didn't set off the. It didn't set off the.
Oh, I thought it did.
No, it
No.
didn't set the lights off
Okay.
up top.
Because they even mentioned that, like it.
But
if it was a real
you
person.
could see, but you could see the shadow figure lean over
Yeah.
and then disappear, and then the other one on the landing is blocking lights, and then it disappears really fast.
I mean, it just.
You know, EVPs are the basis of what we get into. That's where you can catch most of our stuff. That is a Class A EVP.
if it's an EVP.
If it's an EVP, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on it. You know,
Thank you.
well, and them, you know, they're a pretty good known team. But they've got video footage. That to me trumps the EVPs. Like, I mean, if you were to hear the EVP, would you say the place is haunted, or would you look at the shadow creatures and go,
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, and let's take that. Maybe there's a correlation here because when we did the Masonic Lodge in Kansas City,
Masonic Lodge?
You heard a
Kansas-
female voice and a shadow figure.
and we all saw the shadow figure, and we all heard the voice. I don't know if you saw the shadow figure. But,
I didn't because I
but
didn't.
Rick
go
and
in-
I. Did.
I didn't. We sent you in the room. Not
Yeah, but Rick and I saw it, right? Because Rick sent me. He wasn't going to go for some reason, and you didn't budge. You just did this. But before we got to the theater room, we all heard that disembodied voice, which was a woman.
Why are you
Yeah.
picking on women now?
Well,
No.
I'm
Now that
sorry.
you mention it,
You think maybe?
so I'm going to go down a rabbit hole.
A parajump hole.
Yeah.
No. So this is a very valid one in my head.
What?
Why is it that most EVPs, I'm not saying all,
Are female?
are female?
I don't know.
Well, I'd one up that. Why are most Class A EVPs female? Is it maybe the frequency of their voice is easier to hear?
Oh, that's nice.
Or they're more in tune?
I mean, because the only other like Class A EVP I remember is the Get Out.
Yeah.
And when they're in that dungeon castle, and Grant, like that's also where Grant had a jacket similar to what you had, get pulled. That whole episode, I mean, that was clear as day. Everybody heard it.
But could it have been
It wasn't
a
even technically an EVP because it was audible.
Could it have been an old female smoker?
No, that one was a definite.
Well, because obviously you guys are both right on that. My disembodied voice that I heard when we lived in Terrace Lake off
Like how he
Norby.
keeps like cupping the ghost.
Well, I just when my wonderful sister switched rooms on me,
Yeah.
without telling me what we got, the disembodied voice I heard was a gutturally, growling, demonic voice, if you will, saying blankety blank blank blank. What are you doing?
So you're saying demonic voices are males?
Well, the one I heard was
Okay.
male.
Because there
what I
could be-
heard is,
Aren't there female demons?
I have no idea.
Why
I don't know if demons
do they have gender.
If they even have genders. Yeah, to be honest
Well,
with you.
what's the Lilith?
Mm-hmm.
The wife of Satan?
No.
No.
I think she was the first. I don't want to say something wrong biblical, but I think she was.
So
she was the first female that was supposed to be Adams.
Yes. So there's some weird translations that there is a word of Lilith was the first woman. Eve was the first woman from Adam, from the rib.
Okay.
So there is it's not in the biblical sense because there's some phrases that get kind of weird on Lilith.
Threw him for a
I
loop.
just don't want to say something wrong.
So there's a lot of mythos on Lilith being the mother of monsters. Like her children were the demons and vampires and all that stuff.
So this is what I thought. I thought she was the first wife of Adam. And it says Lilith, a feminine figure in Mesopotamian and Jewish mythology, theorized to be the first wife of Adam. Primordial she demon Lilith is cited as having been banished from the Garden of Eden for disobeying Adam.
Yeah. No,
But not
No,
that
I just
Eve
want to
did-
make sure I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
but you read that on the internet. It might not be right.
Absolutely, it's Wikipedia. It's 100% right.
So I don't know why we
Well, we were talking about EVPs, and you went down a rabbit
disembodied
hole.
voices.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're
this.
right. Most of the Class A EVPs do seem to be female when I'm thinking through. Now, I've heard a few male, but not at the same level.
No, not clarity,
But
intensity.
generally, when you're talking about growls and disembodied non-human entities, seem to have more of a male tone. But that may just be because that's more terrifying.
Or maybe that's they're trying to come off
Intimidate?
that way.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
So, thank you for indulging that rabbit hole excursion.
No, thank you for making me relive a part of my life that I wanted to forget.
Yeah.
I don't have to drink more alcohol tonight.
So what about whistles? Disembodied whistles.
Oh, yeah, is that female or male? Is that where you're getting at?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't
really?
think you
That's
can.
where you're getting at?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you can truly discern gender from a whistle.
Really? I can have my wife do the cardinal sound for you if you want me to. Call her down here right now.
Does that sound female or male?
That sounds really good. That does sound female, but you have a
Pretty
light
mouth.
voice. That's better. That's better. That's a
See,
little
well,
more.
that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
That's more manly.
Because we have on some video footage that we never can release, but we have a disembodied whistle that happens twice.
Now, you could go down the path that.
I don't want that path. I just broke
I think he needs sleep. You need sleep, don't you?
Oh, that was
I was just so fast I wasn't expecting the response that quick. I'm sorry. Women historically didn't really have a purpose for whistling. It was usually the men that whistled
at women.
at women. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. And the whistle in context that we heard.
Was hey, come here? I need another beer.
need
You're
another
talking
shot.
about civilization, but if you go into possibly, let's just say, Indian people, ingenious people,
Ingenious people.
Yeah, ingenious. People that went to K-State, ingenious. Women were on hunts and stuff. They were able to make those sounds, whistle sounds as well.
Well, generally those were bird calls, though.
Yeah.
They're mimicking bird calls.
Right. I'm just saying we can't just disclose women now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying historically.
Yeah, we really went down a hole. That's
It's
weird.
It's men who were responsible for whistling.
Yeah, we always whistling that. Hey, you, come here.
So
or whistling at chicks or chicks.
So yeah, no,
Young ladies. Wow.
I don't think you could truly say.
All because somebody wanted to go down a rabbit hole
Yeah.
about an EVP
Yeah,
being
man.
better evidence than the actual shadow creatures moving. I don't know who that could have been.
So would you
Ah.
ever want to investigate St. Augustine? Lighthouse, fort, bar,
Yes.
hotel room.
Yes. Maybe at the hotel room.
Yeah, the beach with some rum.
Well, I just saw one the other night of two young men investigating the lighthouse. So I think there are opportunities for people if they wanted to investigate
Let's go.
the lighthouse. Well, A, can we put it on our schedule? B, can we afford it?
Yeah,
And C,
because we really want to go like in February.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, I like that better.
yeah, the wintertime, like February is not too horrible. Like
Hey, my
March.
birthday's in February.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I that would be a good bucket list, just from a historical.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
gorgeous down in that
It'd
area.
be so much. The food is great. The scenery's great. There's a hotel right on the ocean.
Hey,
that's
There's
very
also the
reasonable.
St. Augustine alligator farm right there.
Yeah, that's real
pretty
good.
neat.
Yeah, no, that's where you guys would feed me.
Well,
To the alligators.
that's when you realize what a fence looks like, and then I get to take you to the St. Johns River, and you get to see them in the wild, where there's no fence, and you're like, oh yeah, that is messed up. There's nothing stopping.
I
that
see you
from-
guys walking me down there. And like, hey, there's no fence. Like, this is what they look like. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, like talking to you guys. And I turn around and you guys are gone.
Yeah.
Or go on that manatee little river ride. Horrible idea. No, we're not going to go.
Manatees
In a
are
Go see
glass bottom boat.
Yeah,
Go find manatees.
In a little
What-
canoe. We're going to just paddle our little asses out there.
Manatees are so docile.
No, it's not the manatee.
There's the damn
It's the
gators.
alligators in
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah, no, completely bad idea.
Well, I'd
Not
rather it
doing
be
it.
a glass
Not
boat than
doing
a
it.
wood boat because they can bite through wood.
You can knock over that That's
glass
one
boat.
of, they can jump out of the water 6 feet, Larry. They jump out of the water 6 feet. I've seen it.
Well, then people are stupid from going down there.
Yes,
Pretty much.
People are stupid. Yes,
I've never heard that
Not all
fact.
people, not you guys.
I didn't know they could
They
jump
have-
out of the
you guys
water.
are
No,
geniuses.
there's video. And we're going down a rabbit hole here. They've caught alligators ringing doorbells, climbing over fences, and jumping in. That's how they get in people's pools.
So I have a funny story about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. We're talking about St. Augustine, Florida.
So
Might as well throw out the gator.
This was in, oh God, what's the big city down near Tampa?
Miami,
No, it's on the
Branton.
West Coast. It's very, very popular for like rich people.
You have Tampa. You have
Well,
Branton.
That's not Tallahassee.
no. That's on the
Orlando.
That's on the Panhandle.
Oh,
Because Dayton, Palm Spring. No,
No,
the beach area.
Sarasota.
Sarah. Oh yeah.
So one of the ladies I used to work with at my last job, her mom had a summer property down in Sarasota. And she had a pool in the backyard. And she went out one morning and was like, oh, I left the pool floaty toy that I lay on, because it was an alligator shape, in the pool. And she went and reached down to grab it by the tail.
was
And,
a gator.
and it was a real gator. And she
Yeah.
was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, I laugh now, but if it was me in that situation, I probably would have pooped a little bit.
Yeah, you think?
A little bit.
Well,
A lot of it.
I think yeah, every time we stayed at a rental house in Florida, we then the pools. Hey, you want the pool? I mean, yeah. Is it enclosed?
Well, hers was in a backyard, enclosed backyard. It had climbed the fence.
Yeah. No. You.
Well, these have like rows and doors and windows around.
yeah, they're literally like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
They put them in.
Oh, so indoor pool,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, basically an indoor. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
insulation on it. It's a glass.
But
yeah,
it's
that's how
indoor
you.
pool.
But you still need to double check
Yeah.
because it could be a snake.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no. Gators have a tendency to they'll just drop into the bottom of the pool and just sit there.
That's funny. That's horrible, but funny. So you both would recommend going down, checking it out just for historical purposes.
Oh,
doing
absolutely.
a podcast
Just for the food,
or two
the
or three.
shopping. It's just a fun town to go to.
Imagine doing a podcast as the sun's rising because you're right on the beach. The sun would be coming up,
Yeah,
catching that as we're.
We got mobile capabilities.
I know.
that'd be cool, man. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
as we're having our last drinks of the night as the sun's coming up, so we get ready to go pass out.
Send the wives back to the hotel.
Yeah.
And go to the tower.
We could open the episode with us passed out on the beach next to the table with all the podcasts
Podcast equipment.
in the AM, and then cut to 12 hours earlier, and we're all sitting there talking.
Packing our lunch, homemade bologna sandwiches.
Yeah. But
No,
no, just from a historical standpoint, it's to me that's probably one of my favorite just pretty towns in
Destinations,
Florida.
really.
Yeah, it's Savannah's really pretty too. I'm not knocking
I
Savannah,
have never been.
but St. Augustine
More humid, probably. Savannah,
a little bit.
because it's landlocked.
More haunted too, right? Savannah. I heard it's like the most haunted town in the United States, right? Isn't that right?
I've not heard that.
They build parks over graves and stuff like that.
It is in probably top 10. But it is known, well because of the Civil War and some other things that happened in Savannah.
Yeah.
But no, Savannah is a beautiful town. But like St. Augustine's definitely worth just checking out.
Hold your load. Wait a minute.
Well, I can drink while we're
I know.
podcasting.
So let us know what you think.
Well, like
If you've been there, if there's places that we haven't mentioned that you think of when we go, if we go, to
Well, I
check
mean,
out.
so
And we're-
there's other areas in St. Augustine that are super old that probably like the oldest Catholic church and
It's absolutely cool as heck.
is in St. Augustine
Yeah.
for the United States. There are multiple sites that are 1700s that probably have a high potential of being haunted.
Yep.
It's just whether or not you can get the connections to hop in and do some sort of investigation. But I mean that territory there, like I said, it was ran by the French, the Spanish, and American. The conquistadors looking for the Fountain of Youth all went through that area.
That was cool. I drink
Well,
that water,
and-
by the way. I don't look a day over.
No comment.
50.
I'll take that. 50 is good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Why are you guys looking at me?
You're the dick of the group, let's be honest.
Well,
Here's to the dick.
so let us know what you think.
You choked on it? You choked on the dick.
Let us know what you think. Please be sure to go like and subscribe. Follow some of our other social media.
It went up his nose.
Until next time.
Be safe.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive.
Jumping with the spirits, knocking on the unknown. Round the fire, we tell tales of the places we've gone. Raise your glass for the things we can't see. Three fools just drifting in eternity.